Let's go.
You are now in the mix with the smoothest DJ on the planet.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your browser locked.
Keep your browser locked. Yeah, this station's got soul.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your browser locked.
Keep your browser locked. Yeah, this station's got soul.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your browser locked.
Keep your browser locked. Yeah, this station's got soul.
You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey.
Pull up on you, tell you man I'm sorry. Honey on my wrist, jumping out the Rory. No teeth this bitch, she know how to party. When I'm with my clique, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party.
Bring that one back from the top.
Pull up on you, tell you man I'm sorry. Honey on my wrist, jumping out the Rory. No teeth this bitch, she know how to party. When I'm with my clique, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. How to party up, we know how to party. Champagne night.
You're rocking with the DJ that keeps the hits coming.
We don't even clap the same when we live in that champagne life. Sexier than a regular clap.
Break it off another hot explosive mix.
Reserved for top notch. Let's bring it back.
Oh, said it's all about them last cold nights and them big dog days and the champagne night. Everything's okay. Let's toast it up. Oh, and everybody, let's toast it up. So we play all night, we play all day. The champagne night. Everything's okay. Let's toast it up. Oh, baby, let's toast it up. Oh, champagne night.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. In the mix. And we ain't stopping.
You guys have the best music.
Turn it up.
We're about to take it back.
Tell me when to go. 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 Ooh, Jesus Christ had dreads, so shake 'em. I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Imagine all the Hebrews going down, dancing on top of chariots and turning tight ones. Ooh, tell me when to go. Talking on my Getro on my way to the stop. My second or third trip. Some Henny, some Swishers, and some Listerine strips. Dr. Green Thumb lips just to ease my thoughts. Not just the cops, but the homies you gotta watch. The moon is full, look at the dark cloud. Sitting in my scraper watching Oakland going wild, ta-da. I don't bump mainstream, I knock underground. All that other sugar-coated and watered down. I'm from the Bay where we hyphy and go dumb. From the soil where them rappers be getting they lingo from. Tell me when to go. 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 Tell me when to go.
Good evening to everyone. It is your boy Eric, DATBOYMEDIA, and this episode was previously recorded, so I hope you guys enjoy this episode as much as I did. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel at DATBOYMEDIA TV and Media. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, DATBOYMEDIA Productions, streaming online at www.kgpc969.org.
So today we salute a pioneer for desegregation in United States schools, Sylvia Mendez. She was born in Santa Ana, California in 1936, a time when Hispanics were restricted to Mexican schools, so-called. When she was 8, her family wanted her to have access to the superior education at the so-called white schools, whites-only schools, actually. So they sued the Orange County School District. After years of litigation, they won the case, and she became the first Hispanic to enroll in a whites-only school. The victory helped pave the way for the landmark Brown v. the Board of Education case less than 10 years later. In 2011, President Obama awarded Sylvia the highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Pretty good.
Yeah. You never hear about that. That's why having these months is important. It's important for folks to know that many people went into the struggle of America, you know, because sometimes you read a book or you see a movie. We talked about this a couple of days ago, and sometimes you look at old movies and you think, were we here?
Yeah.
It's like, where were we when this was going on? So now we're starting to hear more about all the Americans that went into making America a better place.
What's up, Eric?
What's up, Tristan?
What's going on?
Jalen, nice to meet you, Jalen.
Like I said, he has a whole podcast where he talks about different topics. I recommend checking it out.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
For you.
I was actually scrolling on Facebook and I happened to see somebody share a story about her, and it was just before blacks were integrated into schools. She was right before that law for Hispanic kids to be integrated into schools. And her family actually was a part of them turning that decision. Sylvia Mendez, yep, that's her name. Her family was helpful for them to overturn that law so Hispanic kids could integrate in white schools. And I think that made it easier for black kids to be integrated into white schools. So she kind of paved the way, but I would have never learned that in school.
Yeah.
School, education system is just tailor-made to white people's history, basically. That's what it is. Because I never learned anything about Native Americans. I'm Native American. They tell you about some parts like Trail of Tears and all that other stuff. Anything that's negative,
they teach you.
Yeah, that's basically what
always
like how Christopher Columbus discovered America. Like that was like the biggest lie that they told in textbooks. And he didn't discover anything.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business.
People of color was already here.
Exactly.
So people from where they were originally from, and you put us here, and then you're going to sit there and say you discovered America? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. We've been taught Thanksgiving about turkeys and all of this kind of stuff, but no one wants to talk about the real reason behind Black Friday and the real reason behind Thanksgiving.
If I'm being honest, like me personally, like me and my family, like we still we eat and get together on Thanksgiving, but we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You will never see anything like decorations or anything like that. Because just the past about that holiday and all that, like what Christopher Columbus did to our people, like that just doesn't sit right with us. And I feel like the school system should definitely teach us about that.
But it's a bit all those white people is
they're gonna get offended because they don't want to hear the truth. I remember I was looking at a news clip how they were trying to say that slavery was nice and clean.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Everybody to slavery, and it's just like, no, that's not how it happened. That's not how it happened. You know, and that's an insult. It's really insulting that they would put that in textbooks, try to rewrite the history in textbooks about how it was so nice and it was so peaceful. It was not. It was terrible. It was horrible. It was I can't imagine my ancestors just going through stuff like that, you know.
It's something to, it's rewriting so you don't have to address it. If you can move the blame, lighten the blame, so you lighten the load of just the acknowledgement that you have to really acknowledge teaching these kids and these next generations, then it's like they don't want to do that. And it's people higher up, people in power that have these connections to these said families from those said times that don't want to sit there and say, yes, my said ancestors partook in this. Yes, well, I would have to apologize on their behalf. They don't want to accept the fact that you just say that it happened. This is how it happened. Don't sugarcoat it or nothing. Because if you look in slavery and even deeper than that, and deeper than the surface level of it, it was up.
Florida Board of Education passed a rule banning critical race theory in public schools. The governor says history classes should not be changed, and CRT is not worth 1 cent of taxpayer money.
We've got to have an education system that is preferring fact over narratives.
A local activist in favor of critical race theory spoke in the meeting, and a demonstration broke out.
No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace!
Republicans say critical race theory creates division and makes students feel bad about the color of their skin.
Baby, get off my phone! I'm just saying it ain't nothing you can do.
They also say important topics like equality and civil rights are already being taught in schools.
Allow teachers to teach the truth.
Your time is up. Thank you.
Allow teachers to teach the truth. Allow teachers to teach. Period. 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 Period.
Florida's Board of Education adopted a rule banning critical race theory from being taught in public schools. The rule also specifies how American history should be taught. So, what is critical race theory? Critical race theory holds that racism is part of a broader pattern in America, and that systematic racism is so prevalent in society, it is woven into laws and affects who gets a job interview, the sort of home loan people are offered, how they are treated by police, and other facets of daily life, large and small. The Florida Education Association asked for the word indoctrinate to be omitted and for other historical events to be added to the language of the rule change, including slavery, the Civil War, and Reconstruction. Indoctrinate was not removed, but the association's proposal did add language regarding the teaching of U.S. history.
You're listening to exclusive.
Turn it up.
Mobster, 50 in the chopper, singing like it's a opera. We the ones popping them shooters up on my roster with beanies, guineas with tops, and I'm booted up if they flockers. Easy, I catch you, I'm taking it to the easy. 4 a.m. creeping, she waking up when I'm leaving. Headed to my trappers, they begging it through the evening. Taking it to the streets and we waking up all the fiends. He's on it, the L'Oreal with the wings on it. Real P, take my bitch before you breathe on it. Teflon, Louis V, got the sleeves on it. Better use your head with the package, put the cheese on it. Around. Let's go.
Remember all the nights we didn't have no lights. Tryna be a star, had to earn my stripes. Took a wrong turn, had to make it right. Don't cry, cause I made it out alive. Don't cry, I don't cry, made it out alive. I'ma live, never die, don't cry, made it out alive.
Horror stories, my mama made it through the Holocaust. Candle burning, them people came to cut the power off.
Warning.
Full of hatred, then come the questions, is the family safe? Everybody gotta show their hand, trust me, be patient. Negativity grow like weeds in the flower bed. Seen G's turn into fiends, get 1,000 years. Amphetamines, the meth, toll on the steps. Everybody turn to state, be careful what you rep. Gang signs, then boom, step on the landmine. Disintegrated was there for your baby nan time. I'm trying to show you how this goes. Half of these putting hits on all my foes. Don't know control because I'm riding full. Macazole ain't coming home cause you told. I'm still a whoopie boy, moving unruly boy. Selling records, but my life a movie boy.
It is your boy, Eric, DATBOYMEDIA, and this episode was previously recorded. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode as much as I did. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube channel at DATBOYMEDIA TV and Media. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, DATBOYMEDIA Productions. Streaming online at www.kgpc969.org.
I don't know if they still do the STAR testing anymore.
I haven't had a STAR test since I was like in 7th grade. If I'm
So they must don't do it anymore. But when I was going to school, this was like 10 years ago, we had to do the STAR testing. I was in the office for something. I can't remember what I was in the office for, but I happened to see the sign that said African American students, English learner students, and mentally challenged students. And it said, I don't know how it was worded, but it pretty much was saying these 3 groups are the ones that scored the lowest on the STAR testing.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
It caught my eye, so I had spoke to the principal, who was a white woman, which I didn't really care for anyways, because I didn't feel like she was running the school in particular. But anyways, I had a conversation with her, and I was just like, why did you feel like this was appropriate for you to put this on display for everybody to see? And she pretty much said that, oh, we're not making fun of people or students. We're trying to bring awareness. I was like, but nobody else of another ethnic group is on this particular. She was like, well, I'm not making fun of the African-American students. I know that they're not dumb, but, I just wanted to bring awareness that, that they perform the lowest. But you're comparing us to English learners who don't speak English, and you're comparing us to people who have disabilities as far as learning. And so she was like, well, we're just trying to bring awareness, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, why don't you hire more African-American and Latino teachers? Her response was, well, I can't just hire anybody.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch. What the hell was that?
I was just really flabbergasted that was the response that she had. You saying that you can't hire anybody, but you're hiring all these white teachers, are African American and Latino teachers not qualified to be in the same school as these other white teachers that you're hiring. And it's been statistically proven kids learn better when they have people that look like them, because they can resonate with some of the experiences or whatever the case may be. So when you have a white teacher that's teaching predominantly kids of color, they're not going to be as receptive because there's no true connection to it. Now, I'm not saying that all white teachers are bad. I've had some really great white teachers. But what I'm saying is a little kid that wants to be a superhero, if all he sees or she sees is, white this and white that, and they don't see a Native American superhero, or they don't see a Hispanic superhero or a black superhero, messes with their self-esteem a little bit. Like, people need to see images that reflect what they are. So after that, I was completely done with her. I was over.
And it deserved, honestly.
I was like, seriously?
This is exclusive.
World premiere.
Yeah, I've been in my head out the way, I'ma keep me real. Cause I can't let them be the reason. Having conversations with my uncle got me thinking. Calling to my angels, getting an answer from a demon. They don't really care, I'm doing it how I think. And I don't care to lose a friend. That shit, she love me and she left me again. Yeah, I'm still running plays, counting their presidents. Yeah, I've been in my head out the way, I'ma keep me real. Cause I can't let them be the reason. Having conversations with my uncle got me thinking. Calling to my angels, getting an answer from a demon. They don't really care, I'm doing it how I've been. And I don't care to lose a friend. This shit love me and she left me again. Yeah, I'm still running plays, counting their presidents.
Bring that one back from the top.
Yeah, I've been in my head out the way, I'ma keep me real. Cause I can't let them be the reason. Having conversations with my uncle got me thinking. Calling Calling to my angels, getting answer from a demon. They don't really care, I'm throwing it how I've been. And I don't care to lose a friend. That shit, she love me and she left me again. Yeah, I'm still running plays, counting their presidents. Yeah, I've been in my head out the way, I'ma keep me, cause I can't let them be the reason. Having conversation with my uncle got me thinking. Calling to my angels, getting answer from a demon. They don't really care, I'm doing it how I've been. And I don't care to lose a friend. At least that shit love me and she left me again. Yeah, I'm still running plays, counting their presidents. Yeah, I've been in my head out the way, I'ma keep me, cause I can't let them be the reason. Having conversation
giving you my
uncle got me thinking.
Is that heat?
They don't really care, I'm doing it how I've been. And I don't care to lose a friend. Shit, said she love me and she left me again. Yeah, I'm still running plays, counting their presidents.
Thank you for flying Spirit Airlines. My name is Keisha Jones, and I'll be your flight attendant for the day. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. When y'all gonna serve some snacks? Sir, we're not serving no snacks. You paid $17 for this flight. You don't get no snacks. You only spent $17. Dang. Don't dang me. You should have flew with Southwest or Delta. You spent $17. You lucky we don't charge you for that hat you got on. Man, put that mask back on. I'm not gonna keep telling y'all this. Y'all act like y'all in kindergarten. You know you're supposed to put the mask on. I'm telling y'all right now. If everybody ain't got their mask on, we ain't going nowhere. Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your girl Keisha Jones. The pilot did not show up for work today. He pulled a no-call, no-show. So I'ma be flying the plane. Don't worry. I seen him do it like 10 times, so I'm pretty sure I got it. When the plane lands, please stay in your seat. Do not get up standing in the air looking stupid like y'all always do. Ain't nobody gonna get off the plane faster than nobody else. Anywho, have a blessed and prosperous flight. If not, I tried. Bye.
Purchase your track.
I definitely want to go to school because, like I said, I want to make sure that I have a degree tied into my name because I feel like that's part of my legacy that I want to leave before I leave this earth.
Okay.
And then I want to pass that on to like my kids' kids, and all that.
So is having a degree like the most important part to you?
No, I feel like the most important part for me is definitely like before I leave this earth, I want to make sure that I connect with as many people as I can and just make sure that I leave a lasting impact on some people, no matter if it's small, if it's huge. And I feel like that's something that I haven't like found yet, like the field of work that I want to do.
Okay.
So that's just something I'm like pretty much like, I feel like I'm soul searching for in a way. I feel like I made it a goal, like a personal goal for myself. Like every single day that I wake up, I want to learn something new. Like that's just something for myself. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be something so small, but I want to learn definitely something new. Like whether it be a skill for myself, like a random fact that I didn't know. That's my goal for every single day. As I want to wake up and I want to like learn something new. Like today, you just taught me something new, like with the Sylvia Mendez thing.
Yeah, look her up. Like I don't wake up like with a new goal. I think that the ultimate goal for me is that for one, I need to start being a little bit more thankful and a little bit more appreciative, because there's just days where it's just like, just waking up and just, like I didn't work all day long the night before and having to get up and do it all over again. So like, I guess I know I could be a little bit more thankful and a little bit more appreciative of just waking up and just being alive and not having no major medical problems or whatever the case may be. But I think the ultimate goal for me is to just find peace and just find happiness, not having to wake up and go to these jobs and just be like, why am I here? I just want to do what I love, but I know it's going to take a minute to get to that point, because nothing happens overnight. But just waking up and do what I do and help other people.
This has been another installment, another episode of Durags and Conversations with your boy, Eric DATBOYMEDIA. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, DATBOYMEDIA Productions. Streaming online at www.kgpc969.org.
I remember yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," and nothing happened. And then he told me I shot him. I shot him! Oh my God! Oh my God!
You were focused on what you had done, because you had just killed somebody.
I'm sorry it happened.
Baby, get off my phone. I'm just saying it ain't nothing you can do.
She didn't kill people for the first 25 years of her career does not mean that no crime occurred on April 11th. It was a tragedy of her own making. And it's not just a tragedy. It's manslaughter.
Who had everybody there? I was trying to push on his chest and call his name. And he wasn't answering me.
How could you recklessly handle it if you don't know you have it? And there's no evidence that she knew. Dante Wright caused his own death, unfortunately. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, ladies and gentlemen. And this lady here made a mistake. And my gosh, a mistake is not a crime.
We, the jury on the charge of manslaughter in the first degree while committing a misdemeanor, find the defendant guilty. The verdict on count 2 is we, the jury on the charge of manslaughter in the second degree, culpable negligence on or about April 11, 2021 in Hennepin County, state of Minnesota, find the defendant guilty.
Mrs. Wright, you said that your son Dante called you after he had been pulled over by the police. Can you please share with us what you all said to each other?
He called me and he said, Mom, I've just been pulled over. I said, for what? They said they pulled me over because I had air fresheners hanging in the rearview mirror. I said, okay, we'll take them down. And then he said, well, they're also asking for insurance. And I said, well, when the police officer comes back up to the window, give him the phone and I can explain and give him all the insurance information. He said, okay. And then the police officers came back up to the window and asked Dante to step out of the car. And Dante said, for what? Am I in trouble? And the officer said, we're going to explain that when you step out of the car. And they asked him to put the phone down. And I heard the phone getting put down pretty hard, whether it was on the floor. I don't know where he put the phone down. And then I heard scuffling and the girl that was with him screaming. And I heard an officer ask for them to hang up the phone, and then I didn't hear anything else. I tried to call back 4 times, and then the girl that was with him answered the phone, and she said that they shot him, and he was laying in the driver's seat, unresponsive. And then I heard an officer ask her to hang up the phone again, and then after that, this is the last time I've seen my son. I haven't seen him since. My son was an amazing, loving kid. He had a big heart. He loved basketball. He had a 2-year-old son that's not going to be able to play basketball with him. He had sisters and brothers that he loved so much. He was an uncle, a grandson. He had a smile that would light up the room. It was so big and bright, and he was amazing, and he's my son, and he's never he just had his whole life taken away from him. We had our hearts pulled out of our chest. He was my baby.
Mr. and Mrs. Wright, thank you for your strength and being with us this morning and sharing about your son. And again, our hearts go out to you.